It is officially winter, and even though we're all taking precautions, it is high cold and flu season. Staying hydrated properly is key to helping your body deal with all this stress, and nothing has worked better for myself, my family, my patients than Hydrolyte, the amazing rapid rehydration drink mix you've heard me talk about for quite some time. I've been obsessed with it. Also, in time for cold and flu season, they have their latest formulation, Hydrolyte Plus Immunity. Become a huge favorite around this household. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity starts with their fast absorbing electrolytes and a host of great ingredients. Each single serving, easy to pour drink mix contains 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 300 of elderberry extract. They've created a great tasting formula that's high in antioxidants and zinc. Remember, zinc's very important for the immune system. They've combined this with Hydrolyte's 7 key electrolytes, making this a fantastic way to stay properly hydrated. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity comes in convenient, easy to pour powder sticks that rapidly dissolve in water to make a great tasting drink that has 75% less sugar than your typical sports drink. It uses all natural flavors. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, caffeine-free, non-GMO, vegan. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity is also now available in ready-to-drink bottles at Walmart next to the pharmacy. Or as always, you can find it by visiting hydrolyte.com/Dr. Drew. Again, hydralyte.com/DRDREW. And be sure to use the code Dr. Drew 25 at checkout for a special discount.
Hey everyone, it's a dose of Dr. Drew.
Here we are. We thought we would give a little update. I don't know how long I'm going to last before I burn out, but I'm doing better. I'm out of bed a little bit.
We have a new sponsor, Halodyne.
Halodyne, which I swear by. It's a friend of mine who's an ophthalmologist and a chemist, produced this thing. You swab it in your nose. It's a povidone solution. You rinse your mouth out with it. It knocks off the virus. I, as you know, think we should be doing everything we possibly can to reduce the risk of this thing. And this is something you can do. I'm bugging Susan to do it all the time. Rinse her mouth out 3 times a day and swab the nose, and it just reduces the risk. All the risk reduction measures you should be taking. You should be wearing your mask. You should be using Halodyne. You should be taking the quercetin, taking the zinc, taking the vitamin D, taking the vitamin C. Do the things you can to reduce your risk. Fortunately, Susan has not contracted this thing from me. My one son did. One son did not. He's 28, and he's having the flu piece of this. So for him, it's flu. That's what it is. And he's not seeming to have much else. He's doing great. He's getting better slowly. And myself, because I'm old and I have metabolic syndrome, I developed an inflammatory component which followed the flu piece. And I'm still short of breath, and I'm still neurologically out of it. But Decadron and bamlanivimab really saved me from trouble. Somebody, Ashley on the thread here, said, why is Drew pissed? He's pissed because people aren't getting early and good treatment, and that is so true. Now I can tell you from the patient perspective, I am super clear. Early aggressive treatment is the key thing for this. This is what Dr. Zelenko has been saying all along. Leopold Carr is doing great, much better. I spoke to him this afternoon, and he's doing much, much, much better, and Joe's confirming that now. So, yeah, I'm short of breath just talking with you guys. And so...
Oh, I did spell quarantine wrong. I spelled it right on the banner, but not on the. Damn it.
Okay, and I also want to thank our friends at Hydrolyte too. By the way, 2 nights ago I was feeling pretty bad, and I literally drank 4 liters of multiple sticks of Hydrolyte, and I'll be damned if it didn't kind of bring me back. So I had a bad day 2 days ago where I was really headachy, really foggy, really neurologically out of it, and fluids, Hydrolyte, God bless you. Susan was the one that really convinced me to start really doubling down.
No, it was Joe.
No, you said I looked dehydrated in some Instagram
I did,
post
and Joe said, why don't you go drink some Hydrolyte, Dr. Drew?
Well, Joe was right. He was absolutely right. COVID protocol, mainly for those over 65, Tom Cigar, those over 60 with moderate disease. Nurse Susan did a great job. I hope she doesn't burn out because we have another week with our son before he comes out of quarantine. So
I can't spell quarantine, though.
So I'm out of quarantine officially yesterday. A lot of interesting stuff as a patient, I got to tell you. The Pasadena Public Health Department essentially had an 18-year-old do my review. And I said, look, don't you want to check my contacts, who else I may have exposed? Oh, yeah, who else have you exposed? I said, well, my son is sick. And he goes, yeah, we'll tell him to quarantine for 10 days, too. That is the level of contact tracing we are doing in this country, everybody. So contact tracing is terrible. The fact that our public health departments are not educating people how to deal with this illness should you get it. It's literally, you've got to get early and aggressive treatment. Telemedicine is a perfect, you don't have to see a doctor. You can do it through telemedicine. Do it through Heal. Do it through Find a Doctor Online. Do it through CVS. CVS and Caremark and Quorum, I think they're called, is who sent me an infusion nurse to give me my monoclonal antibodies. My doctor just signed up for it, put me on dexamethasone. That's it. Now, he managed me carefully. He checked in every day on me and made sure that I wasn't going in the wrong direction and sort of managed the steroid dosing and whatnot. But this is what everybody needs, and we'll stay out of the hospital and we'll stay out of the ICU. The fact that our public health departments are just standing there going, oh, people, educate the public on how to do this. People don't understand. They think they should be going to the ER. You should not be going to the ER. You should be getting telemedicine care every day. You should be, and if you're in a risk category, it should be carefully managed with anti-inflammatories. If you're a 20-year-old or 30-year-old, you don't need that kind of management. It's just typically the flu, unless you get into trouble or unless you're obese. Now, the other thing is get the vaccine. The fact that the vaccine is not being rolled out more aggressively is a criminal to me. I think every arm that is unfold should be stuck with a vaccine if they're open to it. Now, one of the things, I've been working with Additics and doing the Additic score. And if you look at my Instagram, you see me doing an Additic score. And I'm going to do one next week, and I'm going to do one every month. And I got some very exciting results from them today where they showed me that my humoral immunity, my antibody response to the COVID was more profound than to the vaccine. That it was broader, there were more antigen responses, more antibody responses, and higher levels of response, which, again, that's one of the things I was sort of soothing myself with this whole experience, was that I'm going to get immunity out of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to follow that immunity and see if the humoral immunity continues. And in about a month, we're going to be able to assess cellular immunity, see my T-cell helper function and my B-cell memory function. And if that starts to falter, then I'm going to take the vaccine. But this is how we should be doing this thing for people that have had the, I don't know if you guys saw John Campbell's YouTube today, but it was about this issue, about the fact that they had 128 previously exposed COVID patients at essentially half a year out, thought they had it again, 0% had it in this one study. So anyway, it's all very, I have a clearer and even clearer concerns than I had as just a caretaker. And the fact that I didn't get the vaccine and now I can't take care of people and keep them out of the hospital. I nearly took up a hospital bed. Thank God my physician did an excellent job and kept me out. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is not the way, this is what I was complaining about all the way back in February. This is why I've been upset the entire time. Joe Giannotti, the brain fog is hideous. And it's kind of a weakness meets inability to concentrate, or I have to think really hard to do things. I'm kind of convinced that the pulmonary part is really the primary thing, because I can tell I'm having a lot of yes, Anthony. Mrs. P took very good care of me. And Johnston Walker said bamlanivimab cured me. Same here. And Johnston, did you have that experience? We actually felt better during the infusion. I had that experience. It was crazy. And I sort of plateaued afterwards, but I could tell the infusion was helping me.
So why were you really mad?
About what?
You started it, but you didn't say.
No, the people online were saying I was mad.
But listen, okay, so everybody keeps asking about Larry King, and
Larry's out of the ICU now, I'm hearing.
Everybody needs to understand that Larry King is a frail,
he's an older man. He should be aggressive treatment.
He weighs about 80 pounds already. He probably has had perfect health care because he has a lot of, opportunities to get health care, but our prayers and thoughts go out to his family and everybody who's close to him.
So I've been in communication with some of his people, and things are looking better over there.
That's good.
Again, my ability to concentrate is messed up.
That's okay. Sorry, I was going to post something and you changed your...
No, I know. It's not your fault. I just can't concentrate.
Well, when you're about to say something, don't read the next question.
It's Tracy, you're correct. It seems that many doctors don't know how to get the monoclonal antibody. I'm going to post a... let me see if I can do that right now. If I can post... I can't. Go on, just look up CVS monoclonal antibody, and and there's stories about it all over the place. And it's weird. I've recommended it 1,000 times, and doctors push back on their patients. They don't understand how easy it is to get this, and that's covered by everything: Medicaid, Medicare, everything. It's all covered. My infusion nurse was telling me that he spends the entire day going across the economic spectrum. So,
But you need to treat it aggressively as soon as you get sick.
yes, but that's more the ivermectin and the doxycycline or the azithromycin.
Don't wait 3 days because your COVID test is negative.
Which what happened to me. I didn't convert until day 4, and so I couldn't get any of the fancier treatments because I was not technically positive. And Susan tweeted that we were praying for a COVID diagnosis, and people.
No, I did not. I want to make that clear. You said it because you were out of it. You said it on a stream.
Okay. Well, let me be clear why. Because I was lying in bed Sunday night thinking, oh my God, if this isn't COVID, it's acute lymphocytic leukemia, because that's the only thing that can do this. And I started preparing myself for a bone marrow biopsy in the morning, literally. And so I was praying for I was praying for a positive COVID test. Okay. And when it came, I was relieved, and I thought, good, now I can get some immunity too, and I can help other people and not have to worry about catching this thing. Frankie says he's suicidal because of this. A lot of people are, and I will tell you what, this this clearly is a neuroactive virus, and it amplifies whatever psychiatric stuff you have. My son and I were reflecting how our obsessive compulsive stuff is kicking in more severely because of this thing. So.
Jim Minter says he's had 6 friends die from it in a town of 2,300 people.
Awful. That's why I'm saying that should not happen. That should not happen. B World, ALL is more a problem for kids, but in adults you can get acute myelogenous leukemia and ALL in older folks. And the fact that there was this relentless fever and confusion I was having, I was thought, here we go. It's going to be some sort of leukemia.
Lauren S. asks, is the new hair lice drug they're now saying can help inhibit COVID the same as ivermectin? I think ivermectin's for hair lice, right? Correct.
It can be. Here is, who is that? Hold on a second. This is a 37-year-old Xenia, no symptoms, tested for 10 days. Can I visit elderly parents? I have been assured that for mild to moderate disease, you are completely free after 10 days. I don't know why Dag went nuts, John. I have nothing but love and affection for Dag, and I'm very confused by his behavior.
Did he do it again?
I don't know, but people have been telling me about it. It's
well, I saw it a few days ago.
So
now I have to look.
Mark, an interesting question about hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin prophylactically. Talk to your doctor about it. There's more evidence for ivermectin being good prophylactically. I think Dr. Yo would say that that's more what's going to work for you. The J&J vaccine end of January, yes, Andrew. Hey, what about Andrew? What about my brain, the what's the company that has the live attenuated virus, Vivanax or something? Do you know what that? I think that one's coming out in April. I think I might get that one if I get. If my immunity starts to fail. Patrick, that's sad. It's very sad. There was a lot of hateful people, and I think people need to check themselves. Marianne says they tried to give me Regeneron. I got scared of the side effects. Well, should have taken it. I've got like I said, the bamlanivimab, Novavax. That's it, GH. Thank you, Novavax. The bamlanivimab is very similar to Regeneron. If somebody wanted to give me Regeneron right now, I would take it. Let's see, quercetin, good, and zinc, all that stuff is good. Vitamin D, vitamin C, all stuff I still take to this day, trying to help boost my immune function as much as I possibly can. Janie, absolutely, get the vaccine for your mom. Everybody, I do not understand why we are not blasting the vaccine out of bazookas. Button DR, interesting question. H1N1, the flu part of H1N1 was significantly worse. It was worse. It was much more toxicity to it. But the inflammatory thing that followed, I could tell was very, very treacherous. I could tell that if it got ahead of me, I would be in big, big trouble, pulmonary-wise and neurologically. It felt like something that was marching on. It did not feel like a flu. The flu was the flu. That was about 4 days. It was miserable. It was terrible. But it was not as toxic as H1N1, which lasted for me about 10 days, the toxicity from that. Of course, I was 10 years younger then, or 12 years younger
I
then.
wonder if you had taken some of these drugs, if that would have helped.
What drugs is that?
I mean, these drugs that you've been taking, like you didn't take anything for H1N1.
I know.
You
And
may
we
have
didn't have
taken
anything.
prednisone at some point, right?
No.
No?
No, I didn't take anything for it. And I kept calling the infectious disease doctor saying, I am so sick. Doesn't seem right to me.
If you could have
And-
gotten
and
that
I- but
Bama
you-
Lim Lam.
But that's
Fusion.
only directed against the coronavirus. And
Oh.
understand that this we have done an amazing. This is what I predicted back in March. We did an amazing job coming up with extraordinary treatments for this thing. But now we have to use them. We have to help people understand how to use them and get them. And that's my campaign now. I'm going to be talking about it every day. That's going to be my whole thing. Is please know what you're supposed to do as you get sick and take aggressive action. Do not go to the hospital. Use telemedicine. It's beyond crazy to me that we're not having a public health department champion that. All they can talk about is locking down. And what happens when I lock down in here? I make everybody sick. Why they should have been telling me to go outside and lie in the sun.
But I had my own room behind the podcast room where we keep the brooms.
You were in the broom closet.
Pretty much.
My O2 saturation did get down around 92 during the end of the flu part of the illness. Stayed mostly 94 to 96. Why aren't we prioritizing 65 plus versus young healthcare in the front line? Chris, great. This is the kind of stuff that should be people. We're failing. We are categorically failing. The most locked down, the most aggressive sort of measures that everyone's been using so far is being deployed by California and LA County, and that's now the epicenter of the world. Do you think it's working? I think it's not. I think we need to rethink what we're doing, and we have to find creative ways to solve these problems and not just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And it's clear to me, vaccines, understand how to get treatment, telemedicine, infusion nurses. These are the way to get at this thing. So
I think we should all have access to instant tests too, rapid tests.
Well, Anthony sent us some rapid tests.
But I think we should all be able to get those at the CVS.
Agreed. I completely agree with you. But some of them are good and some of them aren't.
No, the good ones.
No.
Oh God.
Ugh. I don't know how long
I have a mask on, everybody. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, but I'm on day 11, so
he thinks he's not contagious. But
let me read from the CDC website, shall we?
No, I'm not going to have that fight with you right now. I'm not getting back in your viral bed yet.
No, that's fine. I understand that. It just seems not good.
The viral zone.
Yeah. We've been living at other ends of the house. And this is the other thing. Now, how long after bamlanivimab to wait for the vaccine? That depends. Again, I'm getting my additive score done every month, and it depends how my immunity lasts. If it starts to fail, that's when I'm going to get the vaccine. I think we're going to be monitoring our immune system going forward, and I think people that have the vaccine should be monitored too. So
you're so perky today.
It's the first time I've been out of bed.
I knew you were going to be pissed, so I'm not going to get in the middle of this.
Pissed about what?
Everything.
Oh. What am I doing to take care of day 11? I'm still tapering off dexamethasone. I'm still on Decadron.
Oh, that's what's going on.
Why I'm irritable?
No, you're perky.
It could be the Decadron.
It makes you perky.
Yeah, I guess so. Makes
a little
me manicky.
aggressive too.
Yeah, it makes me. Yes, it does. It makes me jumpy and sort of jump on people a little bit. You're laughing at me.
Oh, Andrew Ashkajili wants to know if I got the emails. Yes, and we booked him, the guy you asked for. For
I
Thursday.
dread.
I don't have his picture yet. So
listen, you don't want this illness. You're taking issue with a vaccine for 99% survival. You don't want this illness. Believe me, even though the survival rate's pretty good. Yeah, Kevin Ryder has it a second time, and his antibodies are gone. He had them, and then they went away.
Oh, wait, Justin Hart, sorry.
So, yes, you do not want to get this thing if you're in a risk category. And if you're not in a risk category, you want to protect the people who are in a risk category. Kimberly, my appetite never left.
It didn't.
I think the Decadron stayed with it. I think that's why.
Well, Jordan hasn't had Decadron, and he's been eating too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we booked Justin Hart for Thursday, as per.
I hope I can handle that interview.
Well, here's the thing. He just sent me a text or an email, and he said, I realize I'm going to be 200 feet above the ground in a balloon for my wife's birthday.
Oh, good. So let's move him back a little bit.
Maybe Friday. Or maybe next week.
Yeah. I mean, I think I got another week to feel better.
But he's on the line. We've got him.
Good.
So also tomorrow we're going to have Kelly Victory just in case you
Kim
poop
Walker,
out.
look at Aditix score. It's called ADITX score. That's what I'm talking about. And if you look at my Instagram, I put a post of one of the tests I was doing. So what about tenofovir? Yes, there are going to be some oral antivirals that are going to look pretty good. We're not there yet, but we're close. We're close.
Drew could smell, he could taste, what could you taste today? Mustard.
Mustard. I had mustard on meat, and it was really good. And all I could taste when my taste was out, my smell never went away. World Rewind. That's
Tell
a
me
great.
you couldn't smell your farts.
No, I was kidding.
Oh.
I was kidding.
Oh.
I could only taste salty and heat, the temperature heat, not spicy, the actual temperature, which is a separate sense in our tongue. Okay, World Rewind. Talk about the anxiety that COVID causes. It's underreported. You are correct. I think it amplifies whatever psychiatric stuff you have. So I'm sort of anxious and OCD, worse, but it gives you PTSD. I absolutely have PTSD. When I heard that Kevin Ryder from Kevin and Bean had a recurrent, I called him immediately. I immediately set up another Aditix score. I started managing my immunity to decide if I should get the vaccine, because the idea of getting this thing again makes me think about jumping off a building. It gives you like a PTSD for sure, and no one is talking about that. I completely agree with you. It's so disorienting and so treacherous. The word is treacherous. You can feel it just sort of taking over. And if you don't stay ahead of it, and if people don't know how to stay ahead of it, and if doctors aren't treating it aggressively, it's awful. And that's the part that I'm really want to push right now.
What about aciclovir? Somebody asked.
About what?
Aciclovir. Sorry, I can't say it right.
Acid clover.
Aciclovir.
Acyclovir. No. Acyclovir, no activity. Doesn't.
Sorry.
Aciclovir. Interesting. Weeping Beauty. It brought back her agoraphobia. It's whatever you've got. It brings it on. It brings on.
That's interesting.
It brings on your psychiatric stuff. Back in the, what's interesting is one of the most famous psychiatrists of the early 20th century was a guy named Menninger. And Menninger in 1920 announced that he believed all the cases of schizophrenia he was seeing was the result of the 1918 flu. And I could see how if you were prone to thought disorders, this illness could bring it out. I could easily see it. It would not be surprising to me.
Somebody asked if you think it's man-made.
There was some studies today that I found interesting about that fact. Not that it was made as a bioterrorism instrument, but that it might have been an experimental thing that went bad or got out or something. So it's interesting. So again, it is older people,
by a Chinese person?
older people, and metabolic syndrome. Older metabolic syndrome. That's who needs to watch out. Just got my positive results. Yep, stay at home, Karen. But if you're young, you're going to be fine. You're going to be. This is what has to be emphasized. If you're young, you're cool. If you're old, pay attention and treat aggressively. Why that's an anathema. Why that's a message that can't be tolerated. I can't understand.
Somebody says you look better today, but he has like better lighting.
Well, I feel better today. I do feel.
You
better
look great. You look really good. You're a little thinner, but you ate well, so.
I'm hungry again right now. Let's see. I'm reading some of your stuff. I'm gonna burn out in about 5 or 10 more minutes, guys. So that's about all I've got.
Everybody's here, honey.
Good. Is there anybody have any questions that they want me to answer? I've sort of said my piece.
So Heal told somebody that they're not doing antibody treatment.
I don't see why not. Show them. Look it up online and show them the link. Doctors aren't aware how to do this. It's covered by everything.
Hospital didn't have the treatment either.
Hospitals don't have it.
Okay,
it's done through CVS. It's an outpatient treatment.
It's
Coram.
C-O-R-A-M.
C-O-R-A-M. Just look up C-O-R-A-M, bamlanivimab. That's all you got to do.
No, I'll give you the phone number to call. I have it.
Okay.
They gave it to me.
Here it is right here. I'm going to put.
But you tell your doctor to call them.
I'm going to put the link on the stream right now.
Hold on, I'm putting it on.
Yep.
I just have to find it. It's in
Well, I'm going to put the link so you guys can look at it for yourself.
I have the phone number, so how dare you?
Good. Phone number's better, believe me.
If
There
you
you
go
go.
on Dr. Drew's
I just
website
put it up
too,
there. How do I think I got infected? I'm not sure. Maybe running around the hospital trying to get the vaccine.
Okay, everybody take a picture of this when it comes up.
Christina P is doing very, very well. Not sure I got infected, but I tell you what, Susan, do we not wear masks religiously?
Mm-hmm.
We wear masks religiously.
We do.
And whenever we do stuff, and please, we were in Mexico 2 months ago. We were at Josh Flagg's house a month ago. That has nothing to do with anything.
Like the first week of December.
Those were COVID bubbles that have nothing to do with anything. And the fact that people are looking at that and going, oh, see, that's how he got it. I got it last week.
I
got it last
posted
week.
the Josh Flagg thing a week after we were there because I wasn't going to post it because I didn't want to take a bunch of crap for it. But it looked like we were there the week before. But everybody also has to know something. Drew had a colonoscopy Wednesday before he got it.
That's
and then
true.
Also, Wednesday the week before. And then also he went to the hospital to get his vaccine on Tuesday the 22nd on my birthday because they told him to come in.
Yep.
And
That's
then
true.
they didn't give it to him.
That is true.
And all he got was COVID for my birthday. So it was 3 days
You're right.
before.
I got COVID instead of the vaccine.
But
Thank
you got COVID. I mean, I'm not happy you did.
But I'm immune now. And
but
like
you don't
I
need
said,
that vaccine. They can.
my Additive score shows that I'm more immune than a vaccinated patient, which I was very excited to hear. That is a big deal.
Tom Segura got his in the hospital. I really think you got it at the hospital because I was in bed with you all week, after that weekend and also that week. And if you had already gotten it on the weekend, I would have picked it up, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's like a 3-day incubation, and then you don't start shedding the virus for a few days, apparently.
I didn't turn positive for 4 days, so I was not producing enough virus even to be detected. So it's kind of interesting.
And the funny part was my son did the Walgreens test, sent it in, and he got a positive test, and he felt fine. And then we did the rapid test the next day with the whole family, and it was the other son that had it, and he was fine. So something was wrong with that too. The false positive on the Walgreens test.
Yes, DJ, I'm gonna give you also the website for Additive.
Can you explain that, Drew, and also explain how when I gave you the test, even though you were like in day 10, how you still show positive?
You produce viral particles, but your immune system is taking care of it for the most part, and these are not infectious particles.
So like right now, if I give Drew a COVID test,
I will turn positive.
Yeah, and if you go to the doctor and you get another COVID test because you want to go back to work, that's going to count as another test, right, in the system.
Yes.
So I think the system is way overblown as far as how many people have actually gotten it.
Yeah,
My
it could
take.
be.
My layman's take.
DJ, you're asking about Additics. I put a link up here. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get that. I recommend it. I really am excited about that. I think you should use the Halodyne, guys. Do what you can to reduce your risk of things. These are the mouthwash and the nasal swab. The virus, if you can knock the virus off the surface of your nasal pharynx and throat, you don't get this thing. And if you're a young person, this seems to me like something that would really work. So,
all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
I don't want you to get this thing. I really don't.
Yeah, because you don't want to take care of me.
I don't.
It's not fun. It's not fun watching me be sick or you be sick. It's awful.
I would have a much easier time of it than
you know
yourself.
what? I do
It
feel...
comes more naturally to me than it does to you.
I know you're better at it, but you don't feel well. So the last thing you need to do is
Well,
be running
right. But
around
now that
taking
I'm
care.
coming out of it, I feel like I can handle it. When I was sick, I was like,
Just
oh my
keep taking
God.
that Decadron, honey.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, if you get sick, I won't be able to do anything. I just couldn't do anything. And now I spend most of my day in bed. I'm still in bed for the next probably 3 days. You know, I will have to go lie down after this. It's all I can
Connie
handle.
wants me to block. Are they saying should I shut up or they want me to block somebody?
I don't know.
Okay.
Susan, can you block, please? Connie asked. I don't know who.
I don't know, Connie. Tell me who. You got to say who. Or just shut up. You want me to shut up?
No.
That's okay. People say that to me all the time. It's fine. I'll shut up.
Monica Ricci is going to come fly out here and take care of you, she says. So.
Oh, I love her.
Yes, Cindy Lou, you could do nasal. You can do, there are other products out there for for nasal spray, and there's a xylitol product. The povidine, this chemist that I've gotten to know, I think he's a super smart guy. And he's got great data, and so I like what he's doing.
How is your son doing?
Jordan seems to be doing okay, although I haven't seen him in a few hours. So,
He's fine. He just feels tired, and he has to quarantine for 10 days. So
and that's driving him crazy, and I don't blame him.
But
he started school today too.
Yeah, he starts school. But
he's got a great curriculum coming. I'm kind of excited for him. I really am. We were talking about it today. So, what if you'd gotten the vaccine and contracted COVID? Would the symptoms have been better or worse? Erica, I think if I'd gotten the vaccine, I would have not gotten COVID or gotten a milder case for sure. I mean, I was moderate plus. You know what I mean? I was just circling a hospital bed.
Oh, Anthony said he'd be my nurse too.
I know there's a lot of people want to help you. So, he's studying psychology, pocket full of Posey. He's got some really interesting psychology classes coming up. Please address this question, Raquel. I don't see it. I don't see the question. Did it affect my eyesight? It affected my perception of colors. Everything was dulled, and still is. And sometimes it goes brighter and sometimes duller. Postpone your colonoscopy, Tamara? I mean, I guess it's possible. I got it that way.
I have one next week. And my eye surgeon friend called and he said, Susan, you don't have any pre-existing conditions or need it, so why don't you just put it off until you get the vaccine?
I think that's right.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you got this from your colonoscopy, but you're burning the candle at both ends that week. So maybe your immune system was just shitty because of it.
I don't know.
That's me. I told you overdo when you have a colonoscopy. Just take a couple days off.
That's true. I was working hard during all that. That's true.
Were. And then it was my birthday on the weekend, and we went out.
GSR, yes, I had fever for 4 days, essentially 102. Side effect to the meds, Selena, I got nauseated from the ivermectin, and the dexamethasone. The Decadron's making me aggressive, making me a little bit irritable. I was on Adam Carolla's podcast today, and I jumped down poor Brian's throat for something.
When? Today?
Yeah, I was lying in bed doing podcasts because I can lie in bed and talk to people.
Oh my God, I love it.
He called me in.
Oh God,
what?
Maybe you're gonna be like me and be less censored this year. That's my New Year's resolution.
Well, it's I will let me share these concluding thoughts, which is that this thing makes you reprioritize everything. When you get really sick like this, I was lying in bed I went down weird TikTok rabbit holes. It was just weird and messed up, and I was in a fugue state most of the time. But it makes you really, the priorities start to line up, and you don't give a shit about some of the stuff you thought you cared about, and things that seem more important now seem much more important. And it's really just like shifting. Everything shifts, and you just like all the horrible stuff on social media. I don't care. I just really don't care. It's awful, and I don't care. I sort of feel like I want to do more in not in social media so much as in video and producing content and stuff, and figure out how to do that for people and do something that makes people better. Right now, I think the patient perspective on how to get through this illness is important, and that's what I'm going to kind of focus on. But I want to do more things and more different things, and I want to travel, and I want to get out of here.
Yay! Me too.
Lee Fisher, I agree with you with your doctor. So anyway, it's just everything just gets clearer. There's clarity.
I wonder if they'll let you travel because you had the COVID-19 positive test.
What do you mean if they'll let me travel? I mean,
like once they say, okay, you have to have the vaccine or you have to have shown yourself being positive. Do you think that'll be that'll be like a requirement to be able to get on a plane internationally?
I don't know. Well, the passports have to work first, right? So it's going to be a while.
But I wonder if they can put your COVID-19 test on your passport.
It's a great question. I don't know.
Like if you tested positive in the last 4 months, it should go on your passport. If you got a vaccine in the last week.
So Andrew Ashkazvili is waiting for me to go through a tweet storm like Trump did. No, as soon as he got put on Decadron, he started tweeting in all capital letters.
And you started making me run around the house looking for a package that was never delivered. And then I said, please don't tweet. Remember that?
Yeah. And so I've been just more irritable than anything else. That's been the main thing.
I came back. I was so pissed at you because I had to walk around the house and then I had to drive the car down the driveway and then you said, oh, it's coming tomorrow. And when are they picking up that equipment, the infusion equipment?
It's all ours. It's nothing.
Why?
We own it. All that stuff belongs to you.
Why? I don't want it.
I know. We'll throw it away.
I don't want to look at it. It makes me
Throw
feel
it away.
Okay.
Throw it away.
No, we'll save it. You're going to get old of it.
Leopold, you did miss that, Kevin. He's better. I spoke to him this afternoon. His he really sounded much, much, much better.
Everybody's asking so many questions.
I know.
They love you. We love you guys. You're so great. Thank you.
Gina, you're recovering from COVID. You shouldn't need the Halodyne. It's later for when your immunity starts dropping down again. It's
No,
for the people around you need the Halodyne.
Halodyne.
Everybody around you needs the Halodyne. That's the key.
So I should use it. Here, give me one of those.
Jesse, I hope the neurological side effects don't last a long time. They're very unpleasant. I would say it's difficulty thinking. I have to work hard to concentrate. I fatigue easily. It's not right. It's not good. So but it's been getting better most days. So I'm hoping it does. Yes, I was taking vitamin D.
Anthony said to put it in the broom closet, Susan.
What are we going to put? Just you in the broom closet?
When I come out, I can put the what is it called? The drip? What is that thing called? The thing that holds the drip?
Brandon, am I a Dan Brown fan? You mean the writer? I went to college with him, which is a weird thing, but there you go. Okay, I think we had to wrap this up. I'm going to do a little hit for Fox 11 in a few minutes.
Somebody has this question.
What's that?
If you can't take aspirin, what else can you take? What kind of blood thinner can you take?
I mean, you really got to work with if you have COVID and if you're in a risk category and you're hitting the inflammatory phase of the illness, you got to talk to a doctor about it. There's a medicine called Persantine or dipyridamole that has been shown to be somewhat useful. People are using heparin and Eliquis and other full anticoagulants, though they don't work that well. It turns out most of the clotting that's happening from this illness is actually a cluster of neutrophils. It's called a NET, an NET, and they are unusual. It's almost like our cells are sticky, our immune cells are sticky. And so in a way, dexamethasone is one of the primary treatments of that. And, aspirin is primarily what we should be using, and you can use full anticoagulants as well, but your doctor would have to really think good and long and hard about that.
Kano Chronicles said it's time for a BJ, Drew.
Okay. Well, thank you. Is he on Twitter? Yep.
Yeah. No,
he's Twitch,
on, No, he's on YouTube. He's a Your Mom's House fan, I'm sure. So
the numbers, just to review the numbers, they're horrible. The numbers are terrible. We're doing a horrible job as a country. And I mean, we're plateauing in the country at large, but in California, it's ridiculous what a horrible job we're doing. And it's because, and let's just call it what it is, a public health failure, an abject failure. The messaging was messed up. I've been complaining about it for months. They just aren't doing the proper job. And the only way out now, in my humble opinion, is for them to educate people on how to deal with the illness, as opposed to sitting around blaming the public for a pandemic, which is, man, is that that is a terrible way to practice, it seems to me. All right.
I spell terribly. I can't do this. Okay, it's not drdrew.com/Halodyne. It's Halodyne.
Tracy, I don't know if they need volunteers. I mean, just go to the website I put up on here for Additics. I know that in about a month they're going to be having some really good cellular immunity profiles and stuff. So it's all coming online, and I was so happy today to hear that my immune profile by my Additics score was more intense than a vaccine, broader and more intense. I've been worrying a little bit about this new. There's a new virus out there. The vaccine doesn't maybe see quite that well, but it's clear to me that with the intensity of my immune response, I'm going to be good against that one. So, getting through this, having at least some benefit to look forward to is nice.
Yeah. You're going to go to New York in February for Teen Mom.
That's on tomorrow night, by the way.
Yeah, tomorrow night is the Teen Mom reunion. Everybody tune in and then send us nice tweets.
You know what, Laura, maybe I'll bring somebody in from Additics to go over my score with and talk about all the different stuff he's got out there. Maybe next week when I'm feeling better. This week I can only handle so much.
We will. We're going to get back in the swing. I'm hiring Michelle to book our doctors.
Okay.
It's my I'm
That's your new thing?
Yeah,
okay.
She's very good at it.
Okay.
And I got the guy, that Andrew requested. And then tomorrow we're going to have Kelly Victory in to just check in on you, say hi.
Yeah, I got a lot to share with her. I'm sure she learns fast and she'll pick up some of what I'm saying.
I've learned so much during this week. I've learned that you can test positive with COVID 3 or 4 times during your, after you're supposed to be over it.
Right.
And you probably have to test, go back to work. So it's not like a podcast where we only get credit for the one person who listens to my show 5 times. That gets recorded as 5 different people. So I learned that. I learned that not all the tests that you take come back correctly. So like you might have a false positive and not have it.
Right. We had all these things
that
happen
happened
to
this
us.
week.
Yeah, it happened to all of us.
And I learned that the rapid tests don't work the first day when you get it, and
Well,
the other nasal swab doesn't work the first day.
Right. So I was negative on rapid test and PCR, both.
Yes,
Both.
and that makes you wonder until, especially on a holiday weekend, because we took it on Friday, we had to wait until Monday. So for 2 days, it was like, do I have it? Do I not have it? Just treat yourself like you have it, because if you have to wait a weekend, just get the medication in your system. It's not going to kill you. And I took the ivermectin. It made me queasy, but it didn't kill me. And then, so I'm a little concerned about the numbers and the way that it's recorded and the way the government records it and the way the nation records it and the way the world records it and how much is actually the same person over and over, and also why people are waiting so long to get treated. So I don't know. This has to change. That's all.
Well, certainly hospitals are busy. And again, don't blame the public for that. Your job is to treat the public, not to blame them.
Well,
we need to get it together.
I want the public to know that we're here to help them. We're not here to try to kill them. Drew didn't ever say something because he wanted you to all die.
Right. I was concerned that we were using the Chinese Communist government as our model for public health management. That was a huge mistake. The press was creating a panic, and I was just saying, listen to the CDC. I would say it again, the same thing. Now, I didn't know the public health departments in the various states were going to botch it up so badly, but they did. And so it's been an interesting ride. It's been a really interesting ride.
Now, if we get the vaccine and there's a new strain, would you not get the COVID-19 symptoms as badly as you would? Maybe you'll just feel bad, and
that we don't know, right? There's a 5% incident of a new spike protein in Europe that the vaccine doesn't see very well.
Monica,
we don't know.
Somebody said Dr. Drew is not ready for Dr. Kelly.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know. She's just, she's going to have her. We want to talk to her because we haven't talked to her we like to hear all sides of the story, and Drew, maybe the mask didn't work when he walked through the hospital. She may have a point.
Maybe not.
She works in hospitals.
Dr. Fauci is still I still will listen to him. Okay, let's wrap it up, Susan. I can't do it.
You're getting tired, sweetie.
Yes, I can't take any more. So the fact that governments are practicing medicine and determining what doctors can practice is bizarre. I want you to know that I have a 40-year career, and particularly in psychiatry, as soon as a new medicine comes around, psychiatrists use it in multiple different settings, well before the research catches up with where they should be using it. That's how medicine is practiced. We try things when we're desperate to help patients, and the research catches up. The fact that governments are getting involved with that process now is insane. It's insane.
So my recommendation is that we should all be able to get the good rapid test in our homes.
That's great.
And be prepared for it, because it's very simple to do.
I think you're right.
Nobody's going to get hurt by sticking a Q-tip up their nose.
You're right. Okay, I got to wrap it up. I got to go lie down.
And also, I just want to say I invited Dr. Kelly because Drew poops out, so I want her to be able to take the ball, just in case, because you guys have a lot of questions, and we really appreciate everybody and all the well wishes, and hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful new year. You done?
Yeah, I can't go another second.
Okay, love you.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.
I am so grateful for our friends at Blue Microphones. Not only have they completely changed what our show sounds like, they've given me headphones so I can monitor things better. This is the mic for millions of creative people, and now I know why. I'm so grateful for them completely changing the quality of our audio. You'll find Blue mics like Yeti and the Mouse, which we're using here, both in pro studios and home studios, literally all over the world. Their popular Yeti caster is a Blue Yeti microphone, plus a boom arm system that's behind many of your favorite podcasts. I run into them all the time, and now I know why. If you've ever thought about creating your own podcast or YouTube channel, Blue can make you sound and look great. Just visit bluemic.com and click Get Started, and you can start telling your story.
Real talk.
Headlines have become sickening. They become poisonous.
Dissecting headlines.
Defying state orders. Sheriff Bianco not enforcing what the governor is saying.
Dialed in with decision makers.
Clarify what you actually meant.
Get the answers you need.
At the beginning of this, we were told, don't wear a mask. Is this really helping?
Expect a different kind of newscast. Fox 11 News Special Report. Weeknights at 7.